Alright. So, this is our senior project right in front of us. This is the finished result of a model of what the new elementary school in Cumberland is possibly going to look like. It's not going to be entirely accurate, of course, because we built it in Minecraft, and that's not at all realistic. But we're gonna give you a tour of it. So this is the main entryway, which is why we started here. And indoors, you have the office right here. It's a pretty nice office. We have some decorations in here. I don't know what this is. What is that? You know, and there's like a lot of the rooms we used. We got blueprints to work on this, and a lot of the rooms are just kind of up to our imagination. Some of them are easier to work with and decorate, while others were harder to work with. Like a lot of like the staff workroom and stuff like that. We just kind of had to put random decorations. Same with the rec room. A lot of the offices are pretty simplistic. They just have tables and stuff. You have the nurse's office in here. We have a lost and found. Principal's office. There's the principal right there. You know, and there's a lot of storage closets, places where you can't put much. There's a conference room right here. But we're gonna go back and show off the cafeteria. We spent a lot of time just working on flooring patterns and ceiling patterns, as well as lighting, just to make sure we got that right.
Yeah, we didn't want anything to get too repetitive either, so we tried to change it up every once in a while.
Yeah, we have a lot of unique patterns. Or at least I hope they're unique. You know, so you have the cafeteria, the little window right here where you get your food. You should be familiar with that. This is the kitchen. A lot of places, you know, that we don't really expect students to want to go into, like the mechanical rooms, are just kind of filled with random stuff, because we don't even know what's supposed to be in a mechanical room. So this is the result. But we still put thought into it, you know, and there's a lot of storage rooms. This is probably gonna be storage for the kitchen, so we put kitchen related items, foods and stuff, you know. And then there's a lot of tiny little rooms, like the data room here. We just put little musical decorations. In reality, it would probably just be a big old block of technology in there. You know, you got the bathrooms. We don't really need to showcase that, but they're pretty simple. You have stalls and mirrors and sinks. We have the amphitheater, which we're not entirely sure what exactly its use is going to be all the time, but it's pretty nice. We have seating and a stage right here. We have lights up there. Let's see. We have there's a lot of just little custodian closets, places that don't really have much of a purpose. You have the multi-purpose room. We purposefully left this room empty because we know that it could be used for pretty much anything, so we didn't put chairs in it. It's got a big old storage closet that we stacked chairs into. We have a carpet. We have more storage. There's always storage closets. I think this is gonna be an office, but I think we didn't put a chair in here because we're not sure whose office it's gonna be. Right, there's a staff lounge. There are quite a few staff lounges, just little places you can hang out. Every once in a while when the wall got too thick, we would put little decorations like this. And those are a nice addition. Down here, these carpeted hallways are all classroom hallways. So you have like the music room, you know, you can imagine kids playing recorder in here. Storage for the music room. You got books, music books, and note blocks and such. That is another struggle we had, is that we don't being stuck to just all the blocks of Minecraft, we don't have many options when it comes to making things specific, like instruments or like art pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
So decoration did get hard every once in a while. You know, there's a lot more storage rooms. We have a little shelf with some books here. Another electrical room that's just filled with kind of redstone stuff. Because redstone is the Minecraft equivalent to electricity. And so all of the mechanical and electrical rooms are just kind of filled with random redstone things that we thought would be fun for kids to explore. The pre-K rooms, these are the two pre-K rooms. We had a lot of fun making the carpets for these rooms. As you can see, it's like daytime. You got the planet here. There's shelves. These are whiteboards. All of these, even though the lighting makes the color a little bit weird, but these are meant to be whiteboards. And then the other pre-K room, which is like nighttime themed. I don't know, I thought it was pretty neat. You got a whiteboard here. There are storage closets in pretty much all of the classrooms. There are storage closets. You got the art room. This one was fun too. This one was easier to decorate because there's just a lot of things you can do with art in Minecraft.
Yeah, there's a lot of banner patterns you can make in Minecraft, so it's pretty easy to just make whatever you want when it comes to banner patterns and stuff. And well, there's paintings as well to decorate the art room.
Yeah. And there's a little storage room here. These are like art pieces of the students, I guess. And then there's the kiln, which is just a giant furnace, because that's what it is in real life, you know. And I guess we can move on.
Wait, before we move on, another really big struggle we had was making diagonal hallways look good. Because
yeah, that's true.
How Minecraft works is that it's all just one block, and it's not like meant to be like a diagonal type thing. It's meant to be a straightforward type thing.
Yeah, there are no curves.
Yeah, there's no curves to the game, so making something that goes not straight in one direction is a lot more difficult.
Yeah, so
making a straight hallway.
Yeah, we had like a relatively easy time making like this hallway and stuff like that, and all the rooms over here, because they're just rectangular and square. But then as soon as it turned a bit and they kind of angled themselves differently, we had a lot more trouble. But I still think we did okay. Oh yeah, and there are bathrooms every once in a while, just smaller ones that have toilets and mirrors and sinks. But I think that is everything downstairs. I think we can move on. So right here is the staircase. It's right next to the main entrance, which was it took us a little while to figure that out, how the blueprint reacted this is the lower level. Much of this is like meant to be in ground. That's why there's no windows on any of the back walls in a lot of the spots, which you'll see once we kind of get outside, get to the playground. You'll see what I mean. But then upstairs is much different. There are a lot more windows. So we'll start over here. This is just a window, a little hallway here. Probably kids could hang out here in the morning. This room's pretty simple. It's just the IT guy's little office. There's a lot of rooms that are just little offices. But really upstairs is where most of the classrooms are going to be. So there are, desks for all the students. In the classrooms, they have little back doors here where they can connect. And then, main entrances, storage closets for each of the classrooms, bathrooms between most of the rooms. You have like a little guidance room. Which there's certain rooms that we felt would be better carpeted, and then certain ones that we felt would be better with hard flooring. And then we also just changed up designs every once in a while, which is why some areas have some carpet, some are made of wood flooring, some are made of stone flooring. So a lot of these are just classrooms. Pretty much all of them labeled class are just classrooms. They follow the same pretty basic pattern. Another classroom. Down this hallway, this is just, there's nothing here. On the blueprints, there was also nothing there, so we decided to just leave it empty. I'll show you. There's nothing there. Because downstairs is the multi-purpose room, which makes up, like, this hallway plus all of these rooms here, all of these classrooms, plus that side. So there's just kind of nothing there. But there are a few classrooms back here. I believe this wing is all... I can't remember. This is either all kindergarten or all first grade. Yeah.
I think these are first graders.
And then the kindergarten is on the opposite end that we'll show you later. And you got like another staff room here, a bathroom, more classrooms, the janitor's closet, which is pretty basic, a little chillaxing area over here, some storage, electrical, more electrical, not really much you can do. Little switches on the wall, like there's a breaker. Bathrooms, classrooms. Back here, there's a little back exit that goes downstairs. So this leads back to the first floor where art and pre-K is. And then this actually leads outdoors. It's nighttime right now, so you can't see much, but we don't really need to showcase outside yet. So going back upstairs, we showed you everything down this way. Down the other hallway, it got a bit more complicated because there were some size issues that we had to deal with. Especially like near the library and stuff, which you'll see. So over here, we didn't have much room to do much with these like little oil rooms. There's like a little oil tank, and then there's some data rooms here. More storage. Then over in this corner, you have the book room, which I assume is like storage for academic books that kids will end up using eventually within their school life, like the personal ones that they get given out, say in math class or in English class. So that's what I assume that room's for, so I just put a lot of books in there. These rooms over here are for more specific students, catering to specific students a bit better. You have a social worker office right here. You have OT and PT, nice little carpet, good window. You have this one. We never found out what FLS means, but we assume it is a room that caters to specific students. There's a couple of chairs in here, not as many as there would be in any other rooms. You have the behavior room, decorated with a little river and then some grass, I guess, is the design I was going for. A little storage closet. Most of the classrooms have storage closets. I don't think there are any that don't. Book room, more mechanical, just some extra stuff in here. Not really much to do in the mechanical rooms, really. And they're big, too. But we're just, we're students. We're not sure what's supposed to be in there. You have the learning lab. I went for a bit of a different design in here. Put a big old table here because it's a lab, kids are going to be working together. You have a bunch of whiteboards. Over here there's a little office. Not really too sure what the office is for, though. And then you have small group study rooms, which is about right for 2 or 3 students and a teacher to just be in there quietly working. Right here you have the library. This one was pretty simple, we just have to fill it with books. You have a little desk here where you can check out books. There's a bunch of books. You have storage for the library. That sign was a bit messed up. You have basic library storage, some like old books. We put a little what is it, a jukebox, I guess?
Yeah.
There, just for fun. You have the librarian's office, which we made kind of pretty. We have a little painting in here. We have a potted plant. It's a good little office for the librarian. Yeah, a pretty basic library. There's we purposefully left this area open because we imagined students, coming in here, sitting in a circle, doing whatever. You have the speech room, which is, pretty small. You don't need a very big speech room. There's a whiteboard here. More bathrooms. There's going to be a lot of bathrooms along this hallway because these are all kindergarten rooms except for the 2 flex classes. The flex classes, I really liked the flooring in here, but I purposefully left out seating in here because it's not very important, given the fact that the classroom can be meant for anything. They would just have to bring chairs up. So you got these 2 flex classrooms, and then the rest are pretty basic, ordinary classes, just all down the hall. Except, you know, you get a bit further, and there's some other stuff, but, you know, you have storage closets, some basic stuff, some bathrooms on each side for every kid, more classrooms. The flooring does change a bit. This side we went with, like, that orange color, and then this side we went with stone. And then the classrooms connect in the back like all the other ones. You have more mechanical, little breaker right here. Just stuff you could flip and mess with, you know. More classrooms, bathrooms, even more classrooms, surprisingly. As you go further, there's actually going to be more classrooms. Right here's kind of a unique hallway. It's just kind of like an off hallway in the middle of everything. You have 4 oil rooms, and then at the back there is a small staff lounge. Put a little fridge in here, some chairs for the, I'm assuming kindergarten teachers to work in. More classrooms, and that's about it. There's just more bathrooms and classrooms as you go further. And then this door actually leads outside. And then this back door will lead to the playground, which is what we also made. So there's a little pathway here. There are lots of trees and flowers. We made sure to decorate that nice. Right here you have a little Foursquare area. You know, kids would be playing Foursquare. You have swings. Honestly, the closest block we could get to wood shavings that they use in the playground is this Podzol block here. It's not that close, but it's as close as we could get, so we just used that. Right here you have the swings. They're not working because there are no swings in Minecraft. We have a little statue right here that we made of SpongeBob of all characters. I thought that would be fun. These are meant to be the monkey bars. Climb up on them. You can use those vines to climb. There is no, you know, monkey bar equivalent block, so we just have those vines there. Right here is just a little play area. You know, kids would be up here and they'd be messing around, jumping down, all that good stuff. There's a little open area over here that kids could hang out in. Maybe outdoor lunches could happen here. Just a nice little area to relax. And then if you keep on going this way, it actually leads back into the hallway where these classrooms were. You know. I mean, that's pretty much all of it. There's not too much extra that we have to show. Well, actually,
I guess the path outside.
Oh yeah, the path outside. There is a path down here that leads out of the multi-purpose room. Comes back here. There's a little staircase over here. This is where this staircase went. There's a staircase up here, and then this path leads all the way back to the main entrance. On the roof, we have a bunch of AC, really, and ventilation that we added just for decoration. We made the roof black, like like your typical school, I guess. You can see the statue over here. Let's see. Over here, in order to make the whiteboard, we had to make this giant white block and make a map out of it. So that's how we made the whiteboard. We put a white map into the item frame. So that's just kind of there. What I wanted to talk about is how this hill back here, like I said, a lot of the back half of the first floor is in ground, which you can now see, you know, because there's this big hill. You'd see, like, you can go in here, and that's all in ground. All that stuff. The main entrance back here is all in ground. This isn't entire. Well, I mean, the part that is in ground would be accurate, but in reality, across from the main entrance here, in this area right here would be MIW, and then if you go down this way, kind of near where the white block is, that would be Tuttle Road. So the road would be probably coming up here. It would pass the school. Back here, you'd be going uphill. I guess right here in this open field is where docks would be, actually. Cumberland Food Company. Obviously, we didn't have time or need to add all of that. We actually did end up spending a lot of time. This hill right here is entirely artificial. It wasn't originally there. I
We
built.
had to spend a long time terraforming this.
Yeah, we had to terraform all that. We had to break. Here's an example. Down here, it's just hollow. This is all hollow. So, yeah, we built all this dirt from the ground up. We terraformed all of it. Wait, okay, I lost the spot where I came in. Gotta break out. Let me replace this real quick. But yeah, we had to spend a lot of time terraforming that. Originally, we do have before and after photos that we will be showing in our personal presentation. But originally there was a hill here that we wiped out to make room. And then back here there was more hills that we had to wipe out and then rebuild in order to cater to the school, I guess. Because the hill wouldn't have been big enough originally, and we weren't really entirely sure what we were doing at that point, simply because we didn't have much of a start. That was probably the biggest struggle, is just starting in general.
Yeah.
Because you...
Like, figuring out what we're doing and where everything goes is probably the hardest part.
Flattening everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably the easiest part was figuring out, like, what blocks to use where. Because we could just, like, we spent, like, maybe at most 20 minutes deciding what blocks we wanted to use for a floor or a ceiling or, like, decorations. That was probably a pretty easy part of this, because the hardest part was, like, actually finding a design for the building and, like, finding what we wanted to do with each thing.
Yes. Yeah. Because there were, like, we started off and we only had like one thick wide walls, and then we realized we wanted the outer wall to be brick instead of that end stone that we have right here, that like classic tan stone look that most schools use. So we had to kind of like undo that. You know, we started the very first thing we built was this main entrance here, and then we just started with outlines first, and then we raised the walls, and then we, you know, thought about flooring for a while, thought about ceilings and stuff, thought about lighting. We raised the walls, we did all that. We added decoration last, mainly.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part, though, was just thinking of the basic sizing and designs we wanted for each room, rather than just kind of doing whatever we wanted. We actually had to take the time to think about how we wanted to build things diagonally, if that looked okay, if the sizing was proper, how big we wanted one room compared to the other. That became easier, a bit easier at least, when we got to the first floor rather than the lower level. The lower level, the diagonal section of the lower level was probably the single hardest part to work on. But then we got to the first floor, and it was a lot easier.
Yeah, we had to wing it at first because we were like bouncing stuff off the wall to see what looked good.
Yeah, that took some time.
Once we got to the next floor, we just did the same thing again because we just copied the same hallway layout, and it ended up looking great.
Yeah, we just made the outer walls higher, had a pretty basic hallway layout, but it was pretty simple. Let's see, and it was also a bit complicated doing this back hallway with all the kindergarten classrooms because of the way the school's designed. It's not very Minecraft friendly, with the fact that the hallway has little jut-ins right here, right here, right there, and right there. The hallway has little jut-ins that weren't very easy to work with, as well as making the classroom sizable. They're actually, you can visibly see some mistakes that we sort of made every once in a while. So like here, right, let's see right here. This classroom right here is pretty small, but then if you go all the way to the other end, at say the classrooms all the way over in say right here, this classroom, like this classroom's huge, but the other classrooms are all really small. And I suppose it's not too big of a deal because realistically there are going to be classrooms that are bigger than others that can fit more students. But it's still just kind of annoying that it's really hard to stay consistent, especially when working diagonally. But, you know, we tried our best, really, is all I can say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's it. There's not really much else to show.
I guess that's it.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess thank you for watching. This was our senior project, the Minecraft Elementary School. Very nice.